Hello to everybody who has joined us for our podcast. I am Manmeet and I have Oksana with me, and I hope everybody is doing great. So, for this podcast, we're going to talk about something very interesting. Actually, we don't realize the importance as much, but our life in general and especially long drives can be very boring without it. So, yes, we are going to talk about the impact or the importance of music. Oksana, are you excited to talk about it?
Oh yeah, I'm so dependent on music. So yes.
So, how do you think, what music does to you? What impact it has on you?
Yeah, so first of all, depends on the mood. So sometimes it highlights the mood and sometimes it turns it around totally.
Yeah.
So if I think about being like so annoyed by something, I turn on some music and then all of a sudden my mood is so going like into a positive direction. But then again, if you're already very sad and you listen to some sad music, it's like just lie in bed and cry all the time. So
Yes. Actually,
it definitely
music,
has.
yeah, actually, music really, has the power, I guess, to impact our minds and our bodies. It can, make us like calm, or it can make us super duper excited, or yeah, and even like plants have like great impact on like through music. Like there were so many researches about one plant is just given water, same soil, the other plant is being good, good words are spoken, or is like music is turned on, the growth really impacts. So yeah, of course it really impacts us.
And the frequencies, of course.
Yes, of course, yeah. That's why I guess music is so important, like not only in our lives, but if we talk about many faiths and religion, like of course, music has a great impact, right?
If you think about gospels and also like I don't know any religion where you don't have a part that is with music. So songs that are written. And fun fact what I told you about some point that there is this song from friends I know that have this line of God is someone who sings because and what I think is very interesting too is that it's actually like if religious music is composed, it's also like a certain counting that you always use is like 5.5, and it has a meaning. So it's like actually this calming notion that they have, and they're all like this, like 5.5 in, 5.5 out. And of course, there is its own magic to that.
I guess it's very like slow and calm. It's like so that the hymns are understood by the devotees. I guess that's why, and it's like quite relaxing as well.
Yeah. For me, like especially English music had a big importance because when I was in 5th grade, my English level was like awful, and so I started listening to English music. And back then, it was most of it was Westlife because that's what I got. I got the CD, and so I listened to it, and I translated then the words into German. That's how I got my level up to very high when when I was in 8th grade. And then of course I started with hip hop, like Eminem, 50 Cent. And it got to a level that at some point in my studies, somebody asked me if I had been to the US, and I was like, oh no, it's just rap music influence,
By the way, I loved your playlist that you had shared with me once. It was like really, it actually it made me excited, like like get up and do something. It's good. And actually, I guess like for us as well, and I guess all the relationships like get impacted with the music. I guess before, even if we talk about like a normal friendship or romantic relationships, before even like the proper relationship starts, I guess it's like the taste in music which impacts. What do you think? I strongly believe it.
Yes. So there are some songs that every time I listen to them, my mind automatically goes to that person or a special situation.
Yes.
So, for example, with Wind of Change, I automatically go to you and I when I was in Romania, and I was singing for you that song, walking around a lake. So, for example, this, but also like other songs that are related to a certain person. It's like, and and then you don't even do it. You don't do it on purpose. As soon as you hear it, it's like you're right there.
And you know what? It's like magic, because sometimes you don't even remember it at the back of our brain, but you know, somewhere it is stored, and it's how it is connected to a nostalgia. Like moment you sing, you know, you sing like you hear a tune or you sing few words, and like automatically your brain goes to that particular memory. It's like a flashback. It's like a movie, and I do remember that time. And you'd put in so much of effort, and that was so sweet of you, because you had like put a particular angle of the phone towards the lake, and you were singing, and it was so sweet, and I cannot forget that. It's very special to me as well.
I think what is also like to music, it also depends. Like, of course, it's the melody, but then again, words. Like songwriting, and I have like some songwriters I absolutely adore because of the way they use language. But then there are songs and you just have the melody, and then later we will put some links of our favorite ones so everybody can check them out. But there are some that you only have the melody and it's like woof, and you don't even need a word. And then there are other songs you connect, we identify with the stories told in the songs. So I guess this is also a part. And then I have like, if I think about like music I could definitely dance to, like for example, of course, like hip hop music, or it's like I would definitely leave the words out because they're sometimes really insulting, like using all the bad words. But the beat is so great that you can have such a good time. And every time I put on such music, it's just getting me somewhere else, and I could just
really pumps.
Yes, but then again, if I think about the words, and if I would like actually translate them into German, I would never let anyone listen to it. Of course, definitely not my mom. So.
Yes, of course, that's a big factor. Like especially like in the teenage years, you like certain like hip hop music, but the words you can't play it out loud. You have to use your like headphones.
So, once you understand all the lyrics, it's like
yes. But like music has evolved. It has evolved a lot. Like our childhood and whatever is playing right now. What do you think? Like it's so different.
Well, I guess one thing is, of course, that it progresses of what possibilities the artists have to actually record it and also make music. So there's a lot of things that are more artificial, so to speak. So it's not instruments anymore. They just mix it all together. But then I'm not sure I would call it like evolving. Because yes, of course, we have maybe different possibilities. But sometimes I even like enjoy a piano session even more than some electronic stuff that is mixed. It depends. It depends so much, and it's also the mood that is created by the song. So what I think is very also important to mention would be like all anthems, like national anthems, or like every soccer club has one. And then of course we have the national ones. I mean, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that, but obviously like every country has it, like and so
it has actually anthems in general, whether it's like a football club or a country, it has a unique power of uniting. Like
yes, of course.
I have a husband who's like a big Liverpool fan, And whenever he watches the match, there's like this anthem before, like attentive. Like I guess like it's the same with national anthem. Like I guess it is designed in a certain way that it has the power to unite people. Like whosoever.
Yeah, of course, people. Everybody in one voice, of course.
Yeah. It actually has
like a choir.
Actually.
Of course,
It has like a quick response. Everybody's like attentive and starts singing and wow. It is quite powerful, right?
I mean, it's actually the image of all minds together, because everybody's singing the same things. Of course, it's uniting people. And has a huge impact on
and
the
actually,
relation.
Sometimes, especially I guess personally as well, when you're like really sad and you're going through like a moment in your life that's like really depressive, or you've lost somebody, music really helps you to escape that situation. Not like, but temporarily it does. Like when I lost my grandfather, I just took his like he had this USB like a thing. It had stored music, and I used to, whenever I used to remember him, I used to just put those music, because he used to walk a lot and used to sing those songs along and listen to them every day, I guess. So I just used to do that. I used to connect to him, or like escaping the reality that he's not there anymore. It really helped me also like to cope up and calm down in that difficult situation, I guess. Yeah, it has.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the reason why music is also used in therapy, of course. I'm quite sure that every clinic has a music therapy part.
Yes.
Because it also like helps you to deal with your emotions. Like also can, as we talked about, how music has the power of putting you back somewhere. It actually also like has the power to release emotions that might be blocked. So also actively singing, for example. So especially with traumatized people, like who would, depending on the trauma, of course, but most people that have lived the trauma, they would like to just shut out all the world. So singing then becomes a way of finding their voice again without having to speak their minds, just imitating what other people have said. So
and like I have this very interesting story. Like it's a beautiful story in the sense that because of social media, we all are like constantly on our phones. Even if you're like sitting next to somebody, we hardly talk to them. But I was recently in a trip and we went to the mountains where there was no network actually. So we were just sitting having our tea, and it was like a big hall where people from all the rooms were sitting there in different groups, and our group was like a little, like we had gone, a lot of people had gone together, so we had a bigger group, and everybody just started like singing songs. So there's this game which is like designed around music, that whatever letter comes first, you have to sing a song, and whatever the letter is at the end of that song, you have to the next person has to start it. And we were just doing that because there was nothing to do. Like all talks were over, and then this game was left. You will not believe, we ended up playing with everybody in the room. Everybody joined, people who we did not know, or we did not have like ever had a conversation with. We were meeting for the first time, and everybody enjoyed a lot. So I guess music is such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and this was like also an example of uniting people, right? So
Actually, it's such a beautiful thing, and I guess people are like, though social media is great, it's we like give regards that we both came to know about each other, and we became such close friends due to social media. But it is, in some way, it is like disrupting the music. I don't know if I'm right, but like now music composers and writers just make the song which is like hit for like 30 seconds just for the reels, just for the TikTok.
Yeah, like TikToks. Yeah, I think there are like two sides of the medal here. So of course, the exposure to music is much more like short-lived. So it's like you just have one little sequence of the song, and most people just don't ever listen to the whole thing.
Yes.
But then you also have to consider that for many artists, social media has opened a huge platform to actually promote their music, because back 10 years back, if they ever produced a CD, it would sit there on the shelf, never being touched. And simply because they're not known. And now it's like you just need one person to like love your music and then share it, and you can even have success even if you have not had like a huge history of recording. So it has two sides. So yeah, it's a little bit of maybe less value to the huge so to speak creative work, but then many artists that are definitely worth sharing are now able to even being recognized.
Actually, it like spreads like viral videos, like reels.
Exactly.
And it's more accessible to people. Earlier, people used to go to a shop, buy a CD, and then now it's just like a click of a button, you can sing a song. You don't need to store it anyway. It's great. So, what is your one tip to people? Like, what should you do with music?
As I mentioned before, so when I was still teaching, I advised my students to listen to music if they want to learn a language.
Wow. Okay.
So I actually wrote a paper on that too.
Wow.
Yes, it was for Russian.
Yeah.
And it was learning vocabulary through Russian pop songs.
Wow.
Because it was for the Russian course. And I wrote a paper on that with my students and so on, revealing that you can increase your vocabulary set very quickly if you do that. If you listen to the music and then of course look up the words that you don't know, because it's much easier to memorize the words then. And you have whole phrases already. So of course not every song is useful for doing so. I mean, if you just have all the F words in there, then it doesn't make sense. But if it's like lyrically a good song with variety, and there are bands, and also if you even take Adele, if you just use all her songs, you can learn some words. Or Dermot Kennedy, I highly recommend her. Dermot Kennedy, I love this singer. So
So what we'll do is we'll take like 2-3 songs which are like very dear to you. We'll put their links in the description box.
And yours too.
I'll do the same. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's podcast, today's conversation. As if you like it, please do leave a comment below, even if you can say hi to us. And also,
or tell us your favorite song.
Oh, of course, yes. Everybody can mention their favorite song. It would be great.
Yeah, and if we don't know it, we could check out some new music.
Exactly.
Such an inspiration.
That's an amazing idea. And also, I would highly recommend to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so that next time we upload, you will get a notification and you can always listen to us. Thank you so much.
Yes, also thank you from my side. I can't wait to do another one.
Same here.
Happy.
Correct.
So we managed to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope everybody takes good care of themselves and
namaste.
Bye-bye.